a really cool video about the human eye and the eagle eye.
Yahoo!
But first, we need to learn about the parts and the function of the human eye before we get to the cool stuff of the eagle eye. The human eye is different than other animals. The one reason is because we have camera eyes. But what are camera eyes? Well, camera eyes will always have a cornea, a single lens, and a retina, and will have a round shape, similar like an actual camera. We also have a type of vision, like binocular vision. Binocular vision means that both eyes see the same image. This means that one eye sees half of the image, while the second eye sees the other half of the image. Then, the image travels from the retina to the brain, which the brain overlaps or merges the two images to make a 3D image. Now we're going to talk about the structure of the human eye. Our eyes have 3 layers. The first layer, which is the outer layer, is the cornea. This protects the inner parts of the eye from dust to dirt and even bacteria. The next is the sclera. The sclera maintains the shape of the eye. The second layer of the eye is the iris. This controls how much light is allowed through the pupil. The next one is the pupil. The pupil controls the amount of light through the lens by shrinking itself or expanding itself. The next is the ciliary muscle. This contracts or expands the lens to focus on the retina. And finally, the last layer. The first is the aqueous humor. This supplies the nutrients and brings the nutrients to the outer layer. The next is the lens. The lens perfectly aligns the light to the retina so the retina can see clearly. The next is the retina. The retina is a signal that sends the image to the optic nerve. The next is the fovea. The fovea is the part where your vision is the sharpest. The next is the optic nerve. The optic nerve is like a highway from the retina that sends the image to the brain. And lastly, the vitreous humor. This part holds the retina in place and maintains the shape of the eye. Pros. Our eyes adapt and can focus on specific areas for more and better detail. Our eyes track objects surprisingly well for moving high speeds and accuracy. Cons. Our eyes are really sensitive and vulnerable to injury, disease, and age-related problems. Our eyes have a blind spot, where the light hits the optic nerve where there are no cells to capture the image. Now it's time for the eagle eye. Unlike the human eye, the eagle eye has 2 types of vision, binocular vision and monocular vision. Since we already covered binocular vision, we are going to talk about monocular vision. Monocular vision means that both eyes see 2 separate images at the same time. This means that one eye sees one image in one direction, while the other eye sees a different image in the other direction. Eagles can also see fluorescent sources, which means eagles can see ultraviolet light, which many animals have UV patterns on their fur. Now we're going to talk about the structure of the eagle eye. The eagle eye has 3 layers. The first layer is the cornea. This protects the inner eye, but eagles can control the cornea shape, making it like a second lens. The next is the sclera. This maintains the shape of the eye, but eagles have something called the sclerotic ring, which reinforces the sclera. The next layer is the choroid. This is located behind the retina, and this supplies the blood of the retina. The next is the ciliary muscle. This controls the lens and the cornea shape. The next is the iris. This controls how much light is allowed through the pupil by adjusting the size of the pupil. The next is the pupil. The pupil contracts or expands to control how much light is allowed through itself. And finally, the last layer. The first is the lens. This bounces the light perfectly to the retina. The next is the retina. The retina is a signal that sends the image to the optic nerve. Also, the eagle's retina has twice as much cells than a human's retina, which makes the eagle see more color and sharpness. The next is the optic nerve. This connects the retina to the brain, so the retina can send the signal to the brain. And lastly, the fovea. This is where its vision is at its peak. And also, the eagle's fovea is 4 to 8 times better and sharper view than humans. Pros. Their field of view is so big, it stretches nearly 340 degrees, almost twice the human's field of view of 180 degrees. Their sharpness is way better than our sharpness, nearly 4 to 8 times more than a human with an above-average vision. Cons. When the sunlight hits the eyes of an eagle, it can mess up their sharpness, which is why they adapted with big eyebrows, which blocks off the sun from hitting their eyes. But when looking down for prey, the eyebrows block their front view, preventing them from what's coming up front. Just like humans, eagles have a blind spot. Their beaks block some of the bottom view to find prey while flying. And that's it!
Yay!
I hope this video was entertaining and interesting to you. I hope you learned a lot about this video.